All right, what's happening, family? L.A.R movement still moving. This is my response. I just kind of got home and I'm watching football at the same time. But what you're saying is right, and from a male perspective, it's a half truth too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna explain from a male perspective as a father, as a man, and as the kid who used to be in some of those situations. Not all of them, but also I can speak for some of the friends and family and people in my life who've been in those situations too. The first thing is, you're right. Like, who raised them and who didn't raise them. That's the truth. Question is, what kind of parents we talking about? Because a lot of times, even when you have a single mother, the grandparents or aunt, uncle, or even siblings sometimes actually do the raising. So both parents on shaky with that one. Sometimes, not all the time, but I'm not gonna say a majority. I'm just gonna say it. I've seen it a lot. The other thing is, as far as fathers, you got your fathers out here that don't do right by their kids. You can't say nothing about this because they don't do right by their kids. They never have, never will. They out of the picture. Period. No respect, no love, whatever. Um, then you got your parents, the fathers that do right by their kids. Now, in that you got the ones that have to that do right by their kids because of the relationship that the mother and the father co-parent, and then you have the ones that are in spite of the way the mother and father co-parent. So I remember as a kid, I learned I didn't learn about I learned all about my father's transgressions when I was young. What he's not, what he did, what he this and he that. And when I got older, I started to see my mother wasn't right totally about my father. She was right, but and then as I got to become an adult, then all of a sudden the truth came out of she did such and such to set off all of these things. So it's kind of messed up because if you notice, if you see a lot of you can't ask kids what their parents do. You should ask a lot of grown men in your life, and they probably tell you they didn't really have a relationship with their father until they became adults to see if their father was actually real or fake. And the ones that their father was fake, that's it. The ones that father was real, it changed your perspective of your mother. As far as the abuse thing you was talking about, the abuse thing, kids normally dislike the parent that they're with, not because of the abuse that goes on, but because of the betrayal. A lot of times, when a kid's in an abusive situation, and they're living with one particular parent, that parent does not tell or tries to create a wedge between the child and normally the father. That way, the truth won't come out because if it's a father that does right by their kid, it's about to go down. So they don't want that. Um, the ones that don't care, I don't want to talk about them because they punks. So, but the betrayal comes in where a lot of single mothers still want to be in relationships and they want to build a man, and it comes at the sacrifice of their child because they're not looking for father figures; they're looking for husbands or boyfriends or sexual fantasies. So that loneliness trumps the child's need to be raised. Um, One of the other things, and I'm not trying to make excuses for nobody, I'm just giving explanations. Uh, as a kid, a lot of the kids I know, including myself, and you got to figure out from which parent you with. A lot of mothers that were single mothers, they really didn't care about us more than they cared about the benefits of getting a check for us. you know. And the older you got, the more it was evident, because the parents that teach their kids bad behavior, they always say, like you said in the beginning, a woman can't raise a boy to be a man. But a lot of times, the the disrespect, like sometimes women, a female can hate men so much because of the things that they've done in their life, they take it out on their son, and then the son becomes angry and lashes out. And by the time they're a teenager, you think he hit puberty, he's feeling himself, now he too much to handle. Half truth. You're right. Also, that's normally the time where the money ain't worth it. See, he's growing. He's changing clothes too much. He's eating too much. It costs too much. I remember even in my own childhood, my mother would buy groceries on the first for the whole month. And for the rest, after about the 7th or the 10th, I had to figure something out. I had to figure something out. I'll be I'll be starving. It didn't matter. She would go out to work, buy breakfast, lunch, and maybe dinner before she got home. I just had to figure it out. Clothes. I remember in my high school years, I went clothes shopping twice. So, I mean, financially it's not feasible. Attitude-wise, when they send them to their daddy, it's because of that. Or when they want to send them to their father or somebody else in the family, it's because of that. Because now that kid's not only going through puberty, but they smart enough to say, you own one, and now you're going to answer to me. Because you've been screwing me, you ain't been screwing them. So, um, another aspect of all that is, you got to be careful about, because what I'm saying is not, I hope it's not necessarily a blame game, but it's just the other side of the coin. Like as a father, you got to take into consideration the system as far as custody. As a father, I've fought for custody. I actually, initiated the whole process. And just like most normal guys who do, I lost. And the thing about it is, you don't, you can prove you're the better parent, but your gender trumps your parenting skills. Like you was talking about, what if you give a kid to the father? Can they actually handle it? Yeah, it's not that difficult. It's just, if I mess up sending child support, it's a felony for me, and I'm in the system. If a mother messes up child support, they're not really going to charge her the same rates, for one, and for two, you get more sympathy, more leeway. So you can't really just throw them in the system. You see chicks kill their kids and get out and get off. It's just the way it is. So it's a bit of those things combined. It's supposed to have to do with parenting, but in the process, parenting is thrown out the window. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Um, the other thing, I don't even want to. It's a part of that where sometimes when you as a guy and a female have a kid together, the trust gets broken. I did a blog about this maybe a week ago. See, two people who really coming together, they plan to have a baby. But what happens is, this is the ramifications of when somebody is planning to get pregnant. Don't care if it's a man planning to get a girl pregnant or a girl just planning to get pregnant by a guy. At the end of the day, somebody finds out they got set up, and they don't take it so well. So from that point on, the trust is broken. It's just completely broken. and you can't really repair it because that's such a selfish act. I mean, like from a guy perspective, if and you say, how how did the guy how did the guy get a girl pregnant? You stuck it in, and you didn't use protection, and that's true. Problem with that is the deception of letting somebody off the hook that says that wants you to woo your trust in, to say, okay, I'm on a pill, I'm on a patch, you know, I'm barren. Uh, I done heard all these lines before. I'm not using nothing that I haven't heard before. And the girl tried to pull with me. I'm just telling you the truth. Um, Girls who mess up condoms, then, like I said, been through it before. Uh, just like if a guy was to poke a hole in the condom, you wouldn't blame the guy. I mean the girl, because he poked a hole in the condom. He was doing his purpose, so it causes an issue. Um, if I missed anything, let me know. I was kind of rushing because the game about to come on. So you take care. I appreciate you for letting me respond to this. I'm ready for some football. Peace.